This episode is sponsored by Scotch Porter. Y'all niggas really need to start taking better care of yourselves. Out here looking dingy and dusty, wondering why y'all look 50 when y'all really 30. Looking like a zombie from The Walking Dead. If you head to scotchporter.com right now and use the code SI10, you get 10% off all products for your skin, hair, and beard. So maybe your beard would finally connect. Head to scotchporter.com right now and use the code SI10.
To all of our day ones, loyal fans and listeners, here's a chance to really show your support. Head to patreon.com/sophisticatedignorance and earn rewards from us, ranging from a shout out on air to exclusive content or becoming a guest on the show. We appreciate all your support. Gotham Boutique, owned by sisters Nieema Simone and Tiara Monet, is your go-to for all of your beauty needs, offering services in eyelash extensions, microblading, skincare, permanent makeup, and one-on-one classes. And of course, makeovers. Use promo code GBSI to receive 15% off your service. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Sophisticated Ignorance. I'm Nieema Simone.
And I am Steven, and we got, I guess you can call him a special guest, even though he's been here for like every episode.
He especially gets on my nerve, but
I would say that's rude.
That's the kind of energy we on already.
facts.
Hello, everyone. Long-time listener, long-time supporter of the show.
We got videographer for the show and our dear friend Vixon. So I guess we'll just jump right into it.
Yeah.
So the focus this week is gonna be on like long distance relationships, and we're just gonna dive into whether they work or not, the pros and cons, and whether it's something that you're already involved in, whether we would jump into one. And I guess to start off is like, what is a true like long distance relationship? Like,
We are not in the same fucking state.
I feel like that's an obvious
Like-
question.
no, because the next point is like, I think because New Yorkers kind of got it messed up when it comes to like long distance, because you have the 5 boroughs, they're all close to each other, but if somebody don't want to commute, like if I'm from Brooklyn, I'm probably not gonna date a chick from the Bronx, because that's like an hour, 2-hour commute on the train or whatever. So, I mean, distance does play a part, because you could do long distance. You could be in a separate state. You could date somebody from New Jersey, or date somebody from
That's
Connecticut.
not even long distance.
No, it's not. I mean, I think it's.
Not at all.
I think in the sense of long distance, it has to be something that's not as commutable
Mhm.
or
Right.
easily commutable. Like,
Like Boston.
Oh.
I'm just saying, like Boston is far. Detroit, you have Washington State, Washington D.C., even Maryland.
Mhm.
That's far. Like if we all live in the same state, you know what I'm saying? I live in Harlem, you live in Queens. That's not long distance. That means you was lazy.
Yeah.
And maybe,
But there are people out there. That's why we had to define it first,
Yeah.
because there are people out there like, oh, you from such and such. Like, I'm not even gonna tolerate dealing with you.
That's why a lot of them single. They end up messing with the same people in the same circle. Like I don't even
Messy.
I don't live in Brooklyn, but I've dated guys in Brooklyn who somehow are connected to other people. I'm like, how the hell? I don't even know it's out like that. How does that even happen? Or I run into clients and somehow we're connected. I'm like, bitch, like don't
Too
get
close.
hyped.
You're too close.
Don't get hyped. So it's like
You're too close.
come on.
You probably share the same penis at some point in time.
Luckily that hasn't happened.
Well,
That you know of.
or so you think. New York is a very close. Like it's.
New York is like a nasty cesspool.
We're one big ass orgy. It's like, because as I said, like everyone's so close together, and in the sense of the circles, you're right. Like we are always commuting or always interacting in the same circles. With long distance, it makes it a little different because you don't have to worry about those circle stuff and every type of drama that comes with it.
So I guess moving on is like, so what would be like the parameters of like a long distance relationship? Like what are the things that you implement to make sure that it works? Obviously, communication is a big part.
Number one answer.
That's the number one.
Yeah.
Communication. Your communication skills become a lot better when you're in a long distance relationship.
Yeah, you
Like,
gotta put more effort.
Effort. You have to listen to every single thing. You have to decode shit, even if it's nothing to decode. But just in case, you will figure out 2 different meanings of the shit. So either way, you can't be wrong. The emotional aspect, you kind of be a little bit more open because physically you're not there, so you have to find another way
I can see that.
express
Yeah, makes sense.
Well, before we continue, I guess people should get some context of why I'm actually here.
Right, because Steven didn't say.
Right, it was just like, all right, he's just here talking. Why? So yes, so I'm currently in a long distance relationship. I met my current girlfriend late 2016, early 17, and met her off a dating app and all that stuff. And at the time, she was living in LA, and when we were getting to know each other, for that first time, a couple months after meeting her, I went to LA for the first time, and we spent some time together, and that was great. And then from there, we've just been commuting back and forth. Recently as in a couple months ago, she moved to Atlanta, so now she's there, I'm here, and we're still making it work, but we're also talking about like our futures and what that looks like. So communication, as you were saying, Nieema, is extremely important, because it's like you're not there all the time, and then there's so much with that in the sense of proximity. It's good, and it's also bad. It's good in the sense of like you guys have space, you guys are able to do your own thing, and kind of have that breath. But at the same time, it's like, all right, well, when one misses the other, how do you like remedy that? And there's only so much FaceTime that can happen. You know what I'm saying? So there's that.
I don't know why I was laughing just now.
I don't know either.
'Cause
Would you like to share?
No.
So I guess, yeah, because you mentioned, like, you got to figure out ways to make it work. And when I was doing some research on the topic itself, I came up across, like, this 9 ways to make a long-distance relationship work. And we'll just go through these really quick. And first one it says is, do your own thing. Don't stop living your life just because your partner can't be there. Take the time to develop your own hobbies, interests, projects, and relationships. And I think in some circumstances with like long distance relationships, depending on the partners, they feel as though like because there's like the distance, like you have to be as committed to me as possible. And it's like, okay, that's fine, but at the same time I still have my own separate life that I have to indulge in as well. So it's like, yeah, we got to figure out ways to make it work, but the times that we are apart or we are not able to communicate at that time, I still got to, do my own shit, basically.
Right. I would hope that's the case in people in long distance relationships, that they are capable of maintaining like a social lifestyle instead of it being like, all right, well, we're long distance, we don't see each other all the time, and I'm just waiting out my phone until you call me.
Yeah, there's some people that operate like that. Like I'm just here and I'm just waiting on your text, or I'm waiting on your phone call, or I'm waiting on your FaceTime. It's like I'm not doing anything else. I'm just waiting on you.
It's been 5 minutes. Where are you? Are you lost? Who are you cheating on? It's just like, whoa.
The crazy thing is that happens whether it's a long distance relationship or not.
Facts.
This is true.
Well, there you go.
And I think that comes from someone trying to overcompensate the distance. Like, you're not here, so we need to talk every fucking day.
Exactly.
Right.
But then it can also be a bad thing, because if you get so caught up in your own life, you forget that it's somebody else that's now a part of it. So it's hard.
It is.
I was in a long distance relationship for a very long time. It's hard.
It is tough.
That balance of, I want to live my life and do what I want to do because I can, but then it's still like, at times you still get lonely. You want that person there so you can share those kind of things, but not just tell you about it, but like, I want you to be there when it happens. I want you to see my face when I'm excited about it. And it's like,
right.
that can't always happen. So then it's like, do I even want to be a part of this relationship, because it's so exhausting trying to always include someone in that's so far away? Or do I just want to continue and just do my own thing and find somebody else who's closer?
Right.
Yeah. The next one on here is making honesty a priority, and I think that's also important. That ties into like the communication. So, if you're not honest, or the person may already have like their spider sense is already up, because it's like we already have this distance between us. Right. So, the fact if I ever feel like you're being dishonest, then it's like shit is going downhill from there.
But you can always tell, like, I mean, no matter how far close you are, like, let's say if you're talking to somebody every day in a long distance relationship and they start acting funny or talking funny or doing whatever, like doing things outside of the norm, then you could more than likely tell like something's up. You know?
Right.
Yeah. But then the senses are already heightened because it's long distance. As opposed to like when you're in person, no, because when you're dealing with somebody that's closer, it's like, okay, I get to see you more often. I could tell how you can feel. the fact that we have this distance.
I hit the disagree button.
The fact that we have this distance, it's like, okay, I can't physically tell how you're feeling all the time, or I can't really get a sense of your emotions. So that honesty portion is really necessary.
Yes and no, because
Right.
people don't know how to trust each other or right.
Yeah, this is true.
So it's, I mean, distance. I mean, yes, it is heightened because of that distance. You don't know what's happening on the other end. But at the same time, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Intuitions are intuitions, no matter what type of relationship you're in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna feel something. You're gonna feel that something's off, something's wrong, and no matter how much finessing and oh no, everything's alright, you know, it doesn't really translate that way. So.
I'm a believer in, I don't believe everything that people tell me. I don't believe everything that people show me.
Hashtag everyone's trash. Yes. Go on.
No, I believe in
You're
patterns.
a liar, all of you.
I believe in patterns, and a lot of time people can have some. Let's think about how many people we have in relationships who are getting cheated on right now, and they have no idea. How many people who have been cheated on or lied to by their partner, and they were with them every fucking day and had no idea.
There you go.
So I kind of feel like just being close to someone and thinking you know them as much as you do really don't mean shit. You never know someone. You could be with someone for 5 years and still not really know who they are. You get what I'm saying? So the honesty factor in a long distance relationship comes from trust. If you can't put your blind faith and trust into a person who's not physically with you, then you should not be in that relationship, and maybe you can't be in any relationship. Because, I mean, you're not fucking Siamese twins. You're not literally joined at the hip with this person to know what they're doing every single day.
Right.
So I had blind faith in my partner and was just like, listen, I trust you gonna tell me, I trust you gonna be honest with me, and vice versa. If you're not, you're not. I will never know unless somehow I find out. But I know what I'm doing, and I know what my intentions are. In long distance relationship and regular relationships, you have to just have that blind faith and trust in somebody. If you don't have that, then I mean, I don't know what your relationship is standing on, because I could be with somebody every day physically here, and I still don't fucking know them.
Everyone's an actor.
There you go. You meet everyone's representative.
Facts.
Next one on the list is establishing rituals, like good morning texts, good night texts, or just little shit that y'all may be into, and you know, keeping that as a constant within the relationship, you know, with our like key things, given that, you know, with the distance you're not seeing this person all the time. So I think that that's important, because it's those little things that you could attach on. So it's like those key moments that if this is the little time that we have together, or even if it's something like, you know, watching the same movie at the same time, if it's little things that if it's little things like that that we can, you know, focus on and attach to, then it's like, okay, we got something to solidify the relationship or have the relationship stand on.
Yeah, I would say in the sense of that, like, technology is definitely crucial when it comes to that. One of the things that I did for my girlfriend at the time, well, I still do kind of do, but order lunch for her, you know, depending on, you know, what's happening, like, you know, just pull up a seamless around where they live and just like order them lunch for the day. That's pretty nice, because people like food, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
That's true.
I mean, it's stuff like that where you have, it's also a matter of being consistent too. So it's like, in the sense of those rituals, like if you are gonna say like, hey, we're gonna have like our weekly, I guess, lunch date or weekly whatever, you gotta make sure to commit to that. You know what I'm saying? And if there is a reason why it's like you can't do it this week or this day or whatever, then it has to be a legit reason, not just like, you know, I fell asleep, babes. I'm tired.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely something you have to commit to, because those things matter.
Most certainly, yeah. And then once again, that builds on to the trust as well, because you're a person of your word.
You said establishing long distance dates. Do you have that? Like cute little dates you'll have? Like y'all not in the same state obviously at the moment.
Yeah, because that's the next point, is like going on distance dates. It's like I mentioned, watching the same movie at the same time. What else they have there? Playing online games together. Going to the same spin class at the same time. I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you do that.
Spin class is fucking intense. I wish you would.
But
put
at
up
the
your
same
phone
time,
with your spin instructor, that's impossible. Those
it's on the list.
Those spin instructors are brutal, bro. Pull your phone up if you want to, sis. You're getting kicked out the class. Like in New York City, these people do not play with spin class. They be
don't.
on it.
Not me.
Like they wildin' for
No,
my
thank
respect.
you.
So yeah, do y'all do stuff like that? Like watch a TV show at the same time? Or?
I did.
We used to, yeah. It used to be. I think we were watching Game of Thrones at the time. Like, we'd have. I'd have the laptop set up, and then we'd like do we'd watch it on the laptop and share the screen and stuff. That was pretty cool.
We used to watch Power. We was that kind of
Oh
couple.
yeah, Def Power.
Oh God.
Big rich town.
Listen, okay?
Dude.
And then I'm very New York, and he wasn't. So it was just funny to him to hear my accent sometimes. Like, get hype. He was like, yo, you're just aggressive. Yes. I cursed when I would never curse at him. When we talk, I would never use curse words. So one day I got upset and I cursed. He was like, oh, yeah, you're from New York. That New Yorker coming out of you.
Fuck out of here.
It was that.
Everything.
I think it was that.
Whoa.
It was either that or you got me fucked up. And then he's like, yeah.
Probably a combination.
It was
I
that.
feel like it was a combination of a bunch of things.
Did he gasp?
It was a run-on.
He laughed. He thought it was funny.
It was a run-on sentence.
That didn't stop. That did not stop.
Heard you. You heard.
Next one on here is to follow rules. Speak openly with one another about what you expect from them when you are not there. And are you guys dating exclusively or allowed to see each other? And I think that's
Like
important.
see other people?
See other people at the same time. And I think, setting those standards and setting those rules are important because then you have something to, you're holding this person to a standard to, this is what you're accountable for. And this is what I'm accountable for as well. So when they step outside of, those standards, then you already know, like, this is something that this is not something that we can continue moving forward with together.
Right. Once again, it's all about patience. It's all about, like, your reserve. Like, if you really are committed to, like, be with this person somehow and then make it work, then you have to work around all those things. Like, all right, in the case of, you being exclusive with the person and, you not necessarily being able to see them every day, how do you kind of work around those ways of, like, damn, well, it would be great to go on a date tonight or something like that, or, like, hang out with, like, another friend or whatever. So it is kind of hard to kind of finesse that, but at the same time, once again, if you're committed to the person, then it shouldn't be that hard. Shouldn't. I mean, depending on the person. I'm not talking for myself.
And that's not even a long distance thing. There are certain standards that you have with a traditional relationship that people need to establish, and when they don't, it just goes to show like this person isn't ready for this sort of relationship.
Tough.
Or dating in general.
Or living in general.
There
you go. Just throw the whole life away.
No.
Start again.
No.
Dust yourself off and try it again.
Don't make me feel so sad. Don't do that.
Really? Come on.
Right,
you being one of these newbies.
Steven,
too soon? It's been like 15 years.
In my heart, it's too soon, bro.
Nah.
In my mind.
Oh my
too
God.
Soon.
The next one is share the little moments. Like send a short video that they might enjoy. Ask them for an opinion about something that you're about to purchase from a store. Things like that. I think that's important as well. Like if y'all have y'all like a certain thing, like y'all may like a certain shop that y'all attend when y'all was in town, and you just happen to be in that area and they're doing like a little event.
Right.
You may send them something or send them a picture message, and just showing that like, okay, even though you're not here, I'm still thinking about you.
Right.
And like the time that we do spend, like I'm paying attention and I value the things that we're indulging in.
Word.
We had this thing together. I love coffee. So I like Dunkin' Donuts. Shut up.
No, I'm being serious.
Yeah, I do.
I didn't know you love coffee. I
did.
All right.
And he likes Starbucks. So we'll have like this battle back and forth, sending each other pictures of like every morning rituals. And then one time I went to Starbucks and I had a frap and I just took a picture and took it to him. It was like a cute little thing. When it came to shopping, a lot of times he would pick out certain outfits, or he knew when it was time for me to get my nails done, so he would send me like pictures on pictures, like colors and stuff like that, designs, like little stuff like that I like.
Yeah.
Little quirky
like
things.
I said, it just goes to show like he's thinking about you while you're not there.
We had this thing when it's like, all right, send me the last 10 pictures in your phone, and we would send it to each other. We were very open like that. It was nothing.
He was dumb excited.
Shut up. Yeah, it was stuff like that.
Let me grab this lotion. let me put this on the big screen.
Hashtag airtime. Airdrop.
So annoying.
But yeah, no, pictures and visual aids definitely help. Like, me and my girl, we send pictures to each other all the time. Granted, we look the same all the time, but you know, like if she's going out, she wears a cute outfit, she sends me a picture. I'm waking up, I guess I send a picture depending on what it is. I mean, you know, so it's like that's just another way to kind of like feel close to each other.
Yeah, like keep things fresh.
Yeah,
I guess in a sense. Next one on here is keep a piece of your partner. We don't mean that literally.
Some people do.
But it says here like sleep in his favorite hoodie, keep her lucky penny in. Who carries lucky penny?
Whoa! This is very important. Lucky pennies?
Keep her lucky penny in your pocket. Play your partner's favorite songs in the car on your morning commute, and just little shit like that. So, yeah, it's just like the previous one. It's like you keeping that person in your thoughts while they're 5,000 miles away from you.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess in certain cases, like you could probably have the person's picture on your like home screen of your phone or something, or
You said no.
That's a negative. That's a negative.
It's a dub.
I mean, it depends on the person. I'm just, all these thoughts are not always reflective of myself, but I'm just saying like certain things like that, where it's like, oh, all right, well, I'm sleeping in your hoodie, or
Vixon, what's on your phone now? Your screen.
My screen is on myself.
Okay.
It's just for me. It's a it's when I look at myself, I motivate myself to be better than that self in the picture.
Okay.
Good comeback.
I said self, myself said, huh?
Safe. No, but I do have obviously I have pictures of my girl on my phone, and we share stuff all the time. Actually, oh my gosh, yes, morning ritual. Holy shit. So every morning she texts me words of like love and affirmation with a picture of us, and sometimes I do the same. And that's pretty dope to wake up to. So, yeah, shout out to her for doing that. Because we have mad pictures, so she got mad shit to say. So every day's a new picture. It's dope. And sometimes it's like pictures that I forgot we even taken, and then she sends it again. It's like, oh, yeah, remember that, because I was there. So, I don't live.
You're dumb annoying.
The next one is give each other space. I think we mentioned that earlier. It's because like sometimes,
irony.
yeah, because you have this distance, some people overcompensate. So it's like I'm texting you all day while I'm at work. As soon as I get home, I'm texting you.
Yo, fam, blowing up my phone right now.
One hand on the steering wheel, another hand on the phone texting you. It's like they don't give you a break. It's like even though y'all have that distance, you still need like the space of you to like indulge in the other parts of your day. And some people don't know how to deal with that because they feel like, and it may even go with like the trust issue thing, is like they feel as though if I'm not a parent at all times, that one time I ain't there, you just happen to fall into somebody else's vagina.
Nah, he in the vagina while he texting you.
Should we go to the next one?
No, I'm just saying, like, stop being naive, people.
Well, right. I mean, I think, yeah, definitely don't be naive. I mean, you should.
That don't even make sense. I'm gonna text you all day.
But at the same time, like, if you're really that non-trusting in your partner, then why even be a part of this?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and then after a while, it's like, what else do I have to say to you? That's a Jay-Z song. What more can I say?
Unless they pull like a surprise pop-up, like, yo, I'm in the city. Surprise,
that's like
that's happened to me before.
That's like how we
the
all.
The doorbell ring. I said welcome, and I looked. I was like, oh,
Boston's here.
That's like how people complain about the people that overuse social media. Good morning. Getting ready to go to work. Just got out the shower, putting on some clothes.
And then you mad people stop you because they know you're removed.
Yeah, it's like people like that. It's like you're annoying and you're just talking to open space. So imagine if all of that energy is just focused on you. It's like I just text you this morning. Right. Let me breathe. Like I have work to do.
What more do you want from me?
I had
shout out to Tyrese.
No, we both had very, very busy and crazy schedules. I still do. So a lot of times, like even now, my friends, they'll text me. I probably won't answer for like 3 hours later. Then by the time I see them, I'm like, Richard, you don't want to hear my answer. It's 3 hours. Like you be out.
It's expired.
It's expired. You know.
We don't even got the same energy.
So at least y'all can talk every day. Maybe not all day. I know for me, we will text all day, but it might not be every freaking hour. It'd be like every 2 hours I'm finally responding to a text because I've been working with clients straight and stuff
And then
like
it
that.
all depends on the people involved as well. Because some people can text all day.
Yeah.
But it all depends on how well you are when it comes to like conversations. Because our schedules have varied over the few years. There's been points that, us being best friends, like we was texting all day about just mad random shit.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some people it's like if they don't have nothing to talk about, then they're forcing conversations, then the shit becomes dry, and then it's like, yo, why are we even doing this?
That's why
and then you start to even resent the person. It's like, why the fuck you in my phone right now?
That's why you gotta keep it. I'm very quirky. I'm very, very silly.
Yeah, but not. And some people are in long distance relationships, and they're not like that.
Yeah,
and it's like
I'm like that in general.
Like every female has made this meme on their Instagram or whatever. It's like you hate a nigga that tells you what you're doing all day. Because it's like,
yes, I definitely.
There's people in
definitely.
There's people in those sort of relationships.
And those be the men or women who live in your city. What you doing? You know I'm at work. I curse somebody else. You know I'm at work. 10 hours straight. What do you think I'm doing? What do you think?
What else can I be doing?
I'm working. I'm getting this bag. I'm working.
5 minutes later. Oh, so you want a break? Nah, nigga.
I'm still working.
I'm working. What are you doing?
I came back.
Not working.
I came back, got a drink of water, looked at my phone. That's
15 texts.
That's it.
Now you gotta block the person. Now they gotta be private.
Ridiculous. I had to curse somebody. I'm like, maybe if you find something to do, you could stop fucking asking me what I'm doing all day because you bored. You're not busy enough.
Remember those commercials in the past when you were a kid on some Get a Verb?
No, wait.
You
what?
don't remember those commercials where it's like, yo, we gotta get a verb and be active and go outside?
Was that on PBS?
That was on like regular TV.
I don't know. I thought it was on PBS.
Anyway, niggas need to get a verb. Get a verb. Get an action word.
Moral of the story is you're not busy enough.
Word.
And then the last point that they made was set an end date. And I think it says here, long distance can work for a few months, even a few years, but eventually, y'all have to eventually, either y'all move to the same city together or one person has to pick up and move because it's not something you could do long term.
Yeah.
Because there's just certain aspects of a relationship you can't really replace with that person not being there. So, I think a lot of times people jump into like long distance relationships and they never have that talk of like, okay, eventually we're gonna have to reach a point where it's like, what are we doing? Like, what's the end goal here? And a lot of times people don't have that conversation, and then it's like you start to resent the person, or they step outside of the relationship, and then shit's all fucked up, and you gotta curse somebody out, you gotta screenshot shit, and because there's a lack of communication.
Yeah, we have those conversations a lot. So it's I mean, it's once again, it's open communication. It's being honest with what you want, your goals, and all that stuff. And it's really important to like set an agenda. You know what I'm saying? Like me and my girl recently talked about that, and it's, for me personally, like I've never was in a space to do that in a relationship, even in a close distance relationship, where it's like mapping out the future and mapping out what this looks like. So I kind of appreciate those conversations because it gives us a context of like, all right, what are we working towards? You know what I'm saying? In other situations, that's not the case, and then you get tight, and then it's 5 years later, and then it's just like...
You felt like you wasted all this time, invested all of this into this person, and then it's like, I have nothing to show for it.
Facts.
Now it's the reunion special. Now somebody gonna get smacked. Now everybody coming back for the cast. You know what I'm saying? It's wild, but yeah, you definitely gotta be honest with yourself, honest with your partner, and transparency, there's no more answers there.
I always said that I wasn't moving until... I was engaged. And if we're not getting engaged anytime soon, I'm not moving. Because I feel like in a relationship, a woman gives up more. Like, I'm marrying you, I'm taking your last name, have your kids, I'm taking care of your house and everything, So I feel like it's more compromise on the woman's part at times. So if that's not happening, I'm not moving.
Right.
That's just how I feel.
Guess depends on the situation, too. Like where you are financially, where you are... I guess mentally or whatever the case may be.
Lifestyle wise.
And I knew this man half my life, but it was still like, I'm not moving unless we get married. I'm not moving from my home and my state to be somebody's girlfriend for another 2 years.
And what was his reaction to that? I mean, obviously it didn't work out.
He was fine with that. He was ready to get married right then and there. And I was like, but
where's the plot twist? Why did it not work out?
It just didn't work.
Oh.
No, I just
information.
No, I mean, it might have been a specific answer, like, I'm not ready to do this yet, or, there's so much happening for me right now in my space that, it just doesn't look like it's going to pan out that way, so...
it was something else going on. I'm not going to talk about it on the show, but it just didn't work.
You could say it by covering the mic.
We need an exclusive. Can we get these views, please? These plays. All right.
So I guess to wrap things up, I know we short on time this week.
My bad.
It's fine.
No, it's not.
I tried.
I'm just playing. I guess to wrap things up is like, in this day and age with how society works and, you know, cost of living in America and things of that nature and just how the world is now, could someone say, like, is a long distance relationship like fool's gold? Like, I mean, how many people are actually having that final end goal conversation, like, okay, we're gonna move, or I'm gonna move, and we gotta set up our lives? I mean, I don't know many people that have been in a long distance relationship, and I haven't overheard any stories also of those ending out well. Like, more times than not, it's usually they separate.
We are out here. Fuck y'all talking about? Sophisticated ignorance. Are y'all fucking crazy?
That's a fact. Talk
Are y'all
that shit.
Yo, y'all getting me tight. Like, I be out here trying to be humble. Let's not get fucking crazy. Sophisticated ignorance. All right?